Okay guys, Rusty's been outside. He's working on doing the epoxy on the mantle, and he's going to have a video on that. Rather his video comes before my video. Probably mine will come out first because I want to show you guys what I'm doing. I had to run to Walmart to try to find some more epoxy. They didn't have it by the gallon. Anyway, while I was there, they had turkeys for 77 cents a pound because it is getting close to Thanksgiving. And you may not be able to hear me very good because I have my pressure cooker going, because there was a lady who said you can take a frozen turkey, take it straight out of the bag, throw it in your pressure cooker, pressure cook it 5 minutes a pound, and then take it out and can it. So I have my canning jars ready over here, and you know, I love turkey. Rusty loves turkey. We can take this canned turkey and use it just like chicken. Turkey right now at 77 cents a pound is cheaper than chicken is. So I am going to let you guys know if this works or not. So I do have it going. It has about another 45 minutes left. So when we get done, I'll be taking the turkey off the bone. Another reason I really wanted to do it right now is because Thanksgiving is next week. I have to make gravy and dressing, and I'll be making a turkey, but you know, I like to make my dressing in advance, and so I'm really looking forward to having all the turkey broth. I'll be using some of it to can with, but the rest of it I'm going to either pan it this week and put it in the cabinet so I'll have it, or I'll just put it in the refrigerator. But I'll probably go ahead and can it, because I don't want it to go bad. I could freeze it. That's another option I have too. But anyways, I'm going to get this turkey broth saved, so I'll have it for my dressing. And I'm going to see how this turns out, how well it works out, and it smells really good already. So that's what I'm doing today. And now I'm going to go talk to Rusty. Just came in, so I'm going to go talk to him and see what's going on. He just got me talking to a friend, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, good morning everyone. It's a new day. Okay, pressure cooking the turkey. Yes, it worked out perfect. It's just very, very time consuming because my turkey had to pressure, of course, for 75 minutes because I had almost 15 pounds times 5 was 75 minutes. It's raining really bad. I hope you guys can hear me. So that was time consuming. I had to wait. It took about 3 hours for it to cool enough, and then it was still very, very hot. But it took about 3 hours for it to cool enough for me to pull all the meat off the bones. So that was time, and then it took a little while to do that part. I had so many dirty dishes because I had to have a bowl for the bones. I had to have a bowl for the meat. I had to have a bowl to put all of the broth into, and that ended up taking 2 bowls. But the broth is great. So it was a lot of work, I'm gonna say. Was it worth it? Well, I just did the math. I ended up with 7 jars, and I'm waiting right now. I couldn't finish last night. It was just, I was too tired. I said I'll get up in the morning and do it. So I had to refrigerate. I refrigerated in a half-gallon jar some broth for today, and right now I've got it in some hot water trying to get it to, because it was gelled up. As you can see on the top, it's still gelled up a little bit. So I'm trying to get this to ungel so I can use it in my jars. So I'll be doing that in just a minute. I only got 7 jars out of that, but that was not the turkey's fault. I'm not into a lot of dark meat or bristly meat. I'm kind of picky. There's a fly. I'm kind of picky about that. So a lot of that dark meat, not a lot of it, but some of the less favorable parts I put in this bowl because it's just straight turkey, and I'm giving a little bit at a time to my dogs. Of course, there's no gristle and no bones in this at all. And then I threw all the bones out. I did, the gravy pack ended up being in there, but it didn't bust open. I threw it away. I don't like the gravy packs that come with the turkeys. And then, of course, the neck and giblets were all in there, but that just helps to make your broth a little better. But I threw all that out after I was done. So I ended up with 7 jars, pint-sized jars out of that turkey because I am picky. Was it worth it? I did the math. My turkey was 77 cents a pound, which made it like $11 and a little bit of change. So I think it was $11.26. I did the math, and that came out to almost $1.61 per jar. That doesn't count all of the pint jars. I think I have 7 in the other room. I'll be canning those this morning of just the broth. And that broth is strong enough that 1 pint jar, and you could probably add another pint of just water with it when you go to use it if you're making gravy with it. So it's a lot of work, but guys, where can you get canned meat for $1.61? So I'm thinking I'll probably do some more. I'm just going to be more prepared for the amount of work that it is the next time I do it. So let me get my broth here that was in the refrigerator. I'm going to go get my other, I put them out in the laundry room. I didn't have enough room in my fridge. So I put them out there where it's cold because right now at night it gets cold here and we're not running heat in the house yet. So I put those out there just for the overnight. I have one pesky fly. In the other room, I stuck the lids on them. So now I'm going to have to take the lids off, rewash them, clean my rims really good because broth is very greasy. And then I'll get those lids rewashed with some soap and get the grease off of them. Okay, guys, this one has a little bit of settlement in it. I did not run my broth through a cheesecloth last night, but I did let it set for a couple of hours while I was working on doing the turkey. And like this one has no settlement at all. The only one that actually does, maybe 2 of them do. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and run it through a cheesecloth. It doesn't hurt anything. You can leave it in there. It's just some extra, turkey stuff. But I want mine to look clean and pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through a cheesecloth real quick. A couple of these jars. Refill the jars back up. You guys, to be honest, had I cleaned the bones really, really good on this turkey, I don't think I would have got more than 2 more jars. I might have gotten 3 jars. I don't know, but there wasn't that much. I mean, the bone pile was almost all bones. The dog one might have been 1.5 jars. So even with the little bit I probably did throw out with the bones, gristle and stuff, I'm going to still say I wouldn't have got more than 3 more jars. I think 10 jars on a 15-pound turkey is what you can be looking at, unless you're picky like me and you want mostly white meat. Then you're looking at about 7 jars for that 15-pound turkey. Again, though, times are hard and meat is expensive. It is so expensive right now. So if you can buy a couple of turkeys, and you might find yours for 69 cents. During the summer, I found turkey breasts, and I have 1 left in the freezer. I bought 3 at the time. I have 1 left in the freezer. Rusty can't swallow them. And so I'm like, okay, I can't cook that anymore. I'll just give it to one of the kids. But now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take that turkey breast. I'm going to can it also because then Rusty will be able to eat it. It's going to make great. I can make turkey pot pie. I can make, let me check this real quick. It's almost, my broth is almost ready. I can make turkey pot pie. I can make turkey and noodles. These are all things Rusty can easily eat. I can put turkey and a can of cream of stuff in some rice, and that would be a great meal. So these are all meals that Rusty will be able to eat very easily, and which is what I'm after. But I'm also after affordable because, like I said, groceries have gotten to where they're expensive to buy. I think I'm going to get probably 3 or 4 more cans of broth out of the half gallon over there because I thought I'd be making more jars, and I don't think I'm going to need near a half gallon for this. I'm just kind of forcing the rest of my broth through this cheesecloth, and you can see the difference. Let me show you guys. real quick, the difference of straining that. See, you can tell how cloudy that is now. So definitely, it's probably best to run it all through a cheesecloth, but like I said, I skimmed most of this off the top of the juice. The one that I'm using for this may have more settlement, but that I'm not worried about because you won't notice it in the turkey anyways. So let me go get rid of this cheesecloth real quick. We have a perfect broth to pour into these jars. With meat being so expensive, so keep an eye at Walmart. This past summer, like I said, I found turkey breasts, and I believe I paid 49 or 59 cents a pound. Like, they cost me $4 a piece, and they're big old turkey breasts. So if you're a white meat person like me, if I'd have known about this trick, I would have bought a lot more than 3, and I would have had them all canned. But right now, you can get the whole turkey for, I bought mine 77 cents. I'm sure right after Thanksgiving, they're going to go way down. They're going to go down even more in pricing. But the reason I wanted to go ahead and do one now is I want all this broth so I can make my dressing next week before my turkey is ready. Because I'll make my dressing on Wednesday. Put it in the refrigerator, and then all I have to do is throw it in the oven on Thanksgiving Day, because I've got a lot of other things. I'm going to be making a batch of homemade dinner rolls on Thanksgiving Day so that they're piping hot and nice and tender. So I've got a lot of things to do on Thanksgiving Day, so I don't want to have to make my dressing. But you need some kind of good broth, and why use chicken broth if you can get some free turkey broth? So that's my thoughts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I think my jar over here, my half-gallon jar over here of broth is probably heated back up and ready to go. And I'll get these jars filled. I'll get these jars, the broth jars, let me show you guys. I'll get these broth jars cleaned up. Okay, I just tried my broth, and it is perfect. It is not salty, nothing like that. So that is really good. So this broth, I mean, it tastes like turkey, but it doesn't taste, it's not too salty or anything like that. So it's going to go straight in the jars just like it is. And it does have a lot of settlement in this one because this was the last one I poured. So that's okay. Like I said, you're not going to notice it with the turkey here. My funnel for my jars is over in the sink, dirty from last night. So I'm just going to pour this in here because I've got to clean my jars anyways. Okay, so I have filled it up to that rim that I told you about, but it might need more because we're going to debubble it. This turkey, I kind of packed it a little bit tight, not too tight, but I did pack it a little tight. So I'm going to go ahead. You guys, this is like Thanksgiving in a jar. You could just take this out and make some dressing. Take the juice and use it for your gravy. You might want to have to use one of your other ones. And just heat that turkey up. That is Thanksgiving right there in a jar when you, in the middle of the winter when you're craving Thanksgiving again. That would be like Thanksgiving in a jar right there. All you need to do is make you some dressing. Okay. Sometimes I overpour, and I think I overpoured this one. Yep, I did. And I am using wide mouth jars. You don't have to. If all you have are regular mouth, it's just going to be harder to stuff it in there and harder to get it out. But if you have regular mouth, I keep wide mouth around because I can so much meat now. And I do have a lot of canned meat in there that's canned in the regular mouth jars. But now that I know that Rusty can eat this canned meat so much better, I buy a lot of wide mouth jars just to keep plenty of meat canned for him. Okay, I'm thinking it's going to take almost every bit. I might have enough of this left to just top off these 2 jars I've restrained. That may be what I have enough to do with. that was perfect. So I ended up with 7 jars of almost all white meat turkey. I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 jars of extra broth. So you could take this and one of these for dinner one night, drain this off, add it to this, make you some gravy, use a little bit of it to make you some homemade dressing, and there's 2 servings there, so you'd be able to have turkey dressing and some gravy, throw you some mashed potatoes in there. You got Thanksgiving all over again. So I'm 100% sure I'm going to be posting my video before Rusty posts his video. So I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek on what he's working on. Hang on. So check this out. These are coasters and a coaster holder that I'm trying to do this while I'm looking at the camera. But epoxy, guys. Is that not so cool looking? And he actually made me 2 of them. The other one is, this set for like $10, maybe $15. Came with like 4 different styles. So here's the round ones. Isn't that cool? And it matches our house. Okay, I just wanted to show y'all that. Don't tell that I told. Pressure cooker just finished. And of course I had put the broth. Look how beautiful that is. I put the broth on the top. And so that's the first one I'm pulling out. And some of them have already, I had to let it cool down, obviously, to let the pressure out. So some of them have already started popping. The lids are already popping on the broth. And we'll see what the turkey looks like in just a minute. Let me get these all out of here. I always take them out and just put them, they're on a mat. And then I've got a towel, a cup towel there. I don't like to put them directly on my counter. Plus, if your counter's too cold and it, you know, your counters are hard and they're going to hold the cold in a little bit. And so you could, I've busted jars before, just laying them directly on a counter. So I don't do that anymore. I had somebody, a lady who had been canning for years and years, gave me that tip. She said, never put a hot jar directly on your counter. These don't look as good right now because I didn't put my vinegar. I'm almost out of vinegar, so I did not put vinegar in here. And, wow, that one did something weird. One of my jars, it popped up instead of down. Okay, I'll be using that one tonight. But anyways, so since I didn't put my vinegar, the jars are cloudy, so I'll just wash them off before I put them up after they cool off. So, yeah, they look really good, though, and they stayed nice and, I mean, you can't really tell because it is cloudy, but the broth in there is still nice and golden. Looks really good. So, they're popping. You can hear them. This one's already popped. Sometimes I leave them in the pressure canner while I'm doing other stuff, and they kind of cool off a little bit. So they do start popping in the pressure canner. So some of them do. I've got one broth for sure that I don't know why it happened. It may be a faulty lid on there. So that one I'll have to use tonight. Woo, hear them? They're popping. These wide mouths, they pop really loud. So I've got, looks like I have 1, 2, looks like I only have 2 of my wide mouths that have not sealed yet, but they're still very, very hot, so they'll still probably seal. I've got one, look what it did. I've never had one do that before. Let me see if I can get it where y'all can see. See this one right here? See what it did? Something really weird. So, oh, there went the other one, I think. Nope, I still have one more that hasn't sealed over here. Nope, it just sealed. You probably heard it. Yeah, I've got one. So that one for sure I know is not going to seal. And even if it does, I'm not going to chance it. And it looks like all my broth, they're popping like crazy now. I've got 1, 2. That one popped. I've got 2 more broth that has not popped. All of my turkey has popped. So, hey, there we go. Guys, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to take the one can that I'm not going to chance it, that I'm going to open up and use, and probably one of these turkeys. I'll probably fix something for dinner tonight. I'm thinking some turkey and noodles because it's cool. It's cold and rainy here today. Guys, I'm going to start doing more cooking videos because I want to help you guys. When, not that I know any much more than anybody else, but you know, we can share our ideas of ways to be able to cook really good, nutritious, yummy meals at night and try to stay under a certain budget, especially since meat, mostly meat, has gotten so expensive. Our son is sending 5 calves off to butcher. He sold some of those, but some of it we're buying some of it. So we're going to have that, which is, it's still going to be very expensive. It's still costing us around $8 a pound. But you know, it'll be good, healthier, I think. And when I can buy bulk stuff at the grocery store, I'm going to start buying it. I'm going to start canning it just so I can preserve it, because a couple of weeks ago I did mushrooms because they were on sale, and I don't know if I did a video on that or not. I may not have done a video, but I did mushrooms. I canned them. I ended up with 12 out of, let's see, I had 24 plus 24 ounces, so that's 48. So that's what, about 3-ish pounds. I think that is 3 pounds. 3 pounds of sliced mushrooms. I canned them. I got 12 little jars of mushrooms, which is the same amount or probably even more than what's in the little cans of mushrooms. And so I have those, you know, because the next time they go on sale, I don't know. But now I don't have to buy expensive mushrooms because I have the cheaper ones I already purchased, and I canned them and put them up. So I'm going to start doing some more videos on what we're cooking for meals, and I may even include tonight's dinner at the end of this video so you guys can see what I do with this. And the turkey was $1.61. The broth, and that's not, I'm not counting the cost for the broth because that was just water I threw in the pan to do it, so I'm not going to count that. And I didn't count that toward the $11 I paid for the turkey. So I have $1.61. I have a package of noodles in there in my pantry that I probably paid less than $2 for. So, and I'm going to make a can, probably of black-eyed peas. And out of a 1 pound bag of dried black-eyed peas, I was able to do, I think, 8-ish jars. And that cost me 99 cents. Divide 8 into that. These are costing me what? A little over 10 cents, 12 cents for a can of black-eyed peas, and I'll probably make that to go with this tonight. So we are, for 2 of us, we are under $5 for this one dinner. And you know what? There's going to be enough left over. I can promise you that there'll be enough left over for our lunch tomorrow. So that's how we need to start cooking. We have to think about it in the sense of dollars. If we can cook for $5 a meal, times 7, that's $35 for the week, plus all your other little things and breakfast. Of course, a lot of our breakfast is coming from our chickens. We have eggs, and usually I'll make an omelet of some sort. So we have salsa, which I put potatoes in there. When I bought potatoes when they were on sale, I blanched them, I shredded them. So we have our own potatoes that I put in with our eggs. So I mean, we're probably, Rusty and I together are probably eating on $10 a day. So it's about $70 a week. But that's because I'm only buying stuff when it's on sale. I'm preserving it, and then we eat whatever I preserve. Okay, guys, I think I'm done here, and I'm not sure, but I may try to include our dinner tonight and show you guys that too. So hang tight, and we'll talk to you next time. Please do me a favor. Please like and subscribe to the video. It really helps our numbers out a lot, and we really, really appreciate it. We appreciate all of you who have already subscribed, and I really,
want to say thank you to everyone who's left a comment. Those of you who are timid to ask questions about Rusty's cancer, please don't feel bad. Ask the questions because he wants to help as many people as he can. And if you're going through something like cancer right now, God bless you. Our prayers are with you. We pray for everyone with cancer every day because it's touched us personally. So it means a lot to us. And we'll encourage the rest of you guys to also pray for everyone with cancer or any kind of, disease that they're fighting right now. Okay, guys, that's it. Okay, maybe I'll show you dinner here in just a couple of minutes. Or actually, for you, it'll be like right now. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching Sweet Hollow Farm Life. Bye-bye.